Today, Tate and Lyle's two great sugar refineries are pretty much all that remains of Silvertown's industrial past. But in the years following the Second World War, the so-called sugar mile that ran between them was packed with factories, producing everything from Keilers marmalade to Trebor sharp sweets. The need for labour was so great that you could quit a job in one factory in the afternoon and start working in another the following morning.
But of all the factories, Tate and Lyle's were the most popular, with the thousands of local men and women who poured into the sugar mile every morning. Not only did Tate and Lyle offer the best wages, but also generous bonuses several times a year based on the total sugar amount.
And then there were the perks. Tate and Lyle really looked after its workers, and the on-site facilities included a 24-hour surgery, a dentist, an eye doctor, a chiropodist, a hairdresser, and even a bar open throughout the working day. Workers were given annual x-rays, polio vaccinations and check-ups if they were under 18, and trips to a convalescent home at the seaside if they were suffering from illness or stress.
Best of all, though, was the social life. There are an incredible number of clubs and societies at the factory, from football, netball, badminton and table tennis to photography, amdram and angling, and the company had its own athletics ground. It also hosted horticulture shows, gramophone recitals, lectures on opera, theatre trips for workers' children, Christmas parties, sports days, beanos and beauty pageants. The company's magazine, the Tate and Lyle Times, give a flavour of some of the events that took place. This edition from 1954 shows all the different sports results. We've got the football club, the cricket dinner, billiards club, rifle club. This is the Thames netball team from 1954, all the girls there, and down here even a club for keen anglers.
At the heart of the social life of the factory was the Tate Institute, established in 1887 by Henry Tate himself, who intended it for the benefit of the industrial classes of Silvertown and its neighbourhood. During World War II, this unusual building served as an air raid post, and although it had been largely closed to the public since the mid-1930s, it continued to be used as Tate and Lyle's social hub for many more decades, rebranded as the Tate and Lyle London Sports and Social Club.
It was run for many years by a worker called Soupy Edwards, who lived in the adjoining house with his family. There's a wonderful picture here of Soupy hosting at the annual party for the workers' children, more than 1,000 children who attended. It says the party followed the usual pattern of a sumptuous tea, entertainment and gifts. And at the close of the party, the children were introduced to the fairy princess Margaret Parker, who was the former beauty queen of Thames Refinery.
Wow. And it wasn't just parties that took place there. There's a notice here in the Tate Lyle Times from 1962 about a cookery demonstration which was attended by more than 60 female workers. It says 2 demonstrators from the Vandenberg's Cookery Services Department visited Thames recently to show a variety of recipes in which margarine and fats, and incidentally sugar and syrup, were important ingredients. So probably not the healthiest cooking there, but they apparently were very keen to learn.
The Institute organised dances every Saturday night and had a bar that was always well stocked with heavily subsidised rum shipped in alongside the raw cane sugar that arrived at the factories from the Caribbean. When we were researching our book, The Sugar Girls, we spoke to many former workers who described the nights out they had there.
And Tate and Lyle's were very good at the community, looking after their workers and the community. They had the Tate and Lyle Institute, which was where people could go and have drinks, and there was dances at weekend, and they all looked after the children at Christmas.
Sadly, the Institute building is now derelict, and in 2020 police were called to shut down an illegal rave in there. Today, the future of the Tate Institute hangs in the balance. After a failed attempt to grant the building listed status in 2006, there were rumours it could be converted into flats.
The council is considering the future of the building, and there are hopes that it could become a museum for the social history of Silvertown. If Henry Tate's unique gift to the local area cannot be saved, it will mean the loss of an iconic site of East End history.